It's championship week presented by 7-Up, continuing here on ESPN as the Rutgers Scarlet Knights take on the Virginia Tech Hokies in the first Big East Championship first round game. Later this afternoon, Boston College will take on Georgetown. Tonight it's Notre Dame and West Virginia, Seton Hall and Villanova. Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Connecticut, and Providence all earn first round byes by virtue of their top 4 finishes in the Big East regular season standings. Star Watch, gentlemen.
Hervé Lamazana, third team All Big East, a graceful athlete that can step out and shoot it. He can also post. He is an outstanding passer as well.
Brian Matthews, one of the best kept secrets, much like you, Sean McDonough, in the Big East. He can run the floor, shoot threes. I love the way he ducks in. He is a tough out. I think they're going to have to double him in the low area.
Sean, Bill, and Jay, delighted to be joined by Doris Burke for Big East Championship action from Madison Square Garden. Virginia Tech in the Big East tournament for the first time ever dressed in white. They're the number 8 seed. Rutgers the 9 seed. And the tip controlled by Hervé Lamazana.
And Sean McDonough, Jay Billis. Virginia Tech goes.
Man-to-man has been a real staple for this Virginia Tech team. They played a lot of zone from Triangle 2 early in the season, but lately it's been all man.
Pretty good defensive maneuver there.
By Coleman Collins, he blocked the first shot of the game from Hervé Lamazana. 4th year in the Big East for Virginia Tech. The first time they've managed to make it to the Big East tournament. 12 of the 14 schools advanced. This year it was Miami and St. John's who did not qualify for the conference tournament.
And Sean and Jay, they run a lot of 3-2, 3 around 2, a lot of dribble penetration. They can space out for jumpers as well.
Matthews an air ball. Marcus Sales trying to put back, but also was well off the mark.
Sales thought he was going to get fouled. He just threw that back up.
Joel Wiggin picked it into the corner for Marquise Webb, and that's a 3.
Now this team's all about their jump shots. They just can't live and die with them, Jay.
Well, especially Webb. You got to make him put the ball on the floor. He's a catch-and-shoot player.
No shot, says Ed Corbett. Matthews fouled on the floor before he was on his way up. Gary Waters is the Rutgers coach in his 3rd year. Ricky Shields, Marquise Webb, Joel Wiggin, Hervé Lamazana, and Sean Exani are the starting 5. The Scarlet Knights, 16-11 overall. And a push-off on Matthews. He sent Exani to the floor. Seth Greenberg in his first year as head coach at Virginia Tech after stints at South Florida and Long Beach State. A very young team. Jamon Gordon, Marcus Sales, Xavier Dowdell, Bryant Matthews, and Coleman Collins. Dowdell, Collins, and Gordon are freshmen. This team was picked to finish last in the Big East in the preseason coaches poll. They finished 8th in the middle of the pack with 7 wins, 7-9 in conference. Their best finish ever in the Big East.
And one of their goals was to get all the way to New York. As you mentioned, Sean, they've never been here before, and now they've had to readjust their goals. Now they're thinking about getting into the NIT if they can win a couple of games.
A high pick and fade here, and Lamazana can shoot it.
He lost it on the way up, taken away by Matthews. He has it from Xavier Dowdell.
This Rutgers team, you can get charges on them. They like to float to the basket.
Ooh, not a bad look. Maybe a little too much heat on it. Yeah. It may have been a double tick, but the correct call.
And gentlemen, always an exciting time to come to New York City for the Big East Tournament Championship.
We're going to have a curfew for you, by the way. This evening.
I don't think I'm the member of this crew that the producer would be worried about along those lines.
I think they're going to stiff and help here a little bit. This is a talented performer in or out.
He's such a good passer. They don't want to double him, and that's where Oksani is really good, is on the offensive glass.
I love his attitude. He's the nuts and bolts of this team. Had a great game against Seton Hall. Dives on the floor, picks up charges, and as you noted, rebounds.
They call him RoboCop. He's always got ice on him after a game because he plays so hard.
Dowdell passed it off. And a reach-in foul called by Mike Kitts. Mike Kitts, Donnie Gray, and Ed Corbett are the officials.
Sean, I didn't know Jay was a spokesman for Toys R Us as well. One of his side activities.
Gary Waters in his 3rd year. His team wasn't here last year either. Rutgers and Virginia Tech the two schools that did not qualify.
And I've seen him close at hand being in Jersey, and he's really gotten some excitement back in the Rutgers program. His home ability is extraordinary. It's just getting these guys to win on the road.
Well, this is a great opportunity to get a road win.
Quincy Doobie, freshman with instant offense off the bench. He averages 11.5 points per game. He's number 5 in for Rutgers. Exani traveled.
And Sean, you mentioned Doobie. Here's a young guy that didn't play in high school. They saw him hanging around, gave him an opportunity. Thousands of shots a day he took to become a heck of a shooter early in his high school career.
Wound up a great scorer in high school at Grady in Brooklyn. Averaged 35 points his last year at Grady. Then went on to St. Thomas More Prep in Connecticut, a very good basketball program there.
And Gary was telling all of us how he can catch and shoot quickly, and his technique, he sops up the information.
Collins, a nifty move inside for the freshman from Stone Mountain, Georgia. He's just 17 years old. Won't turn 18 until this summer.
Well, he's had some good games. He had 21 against Providence, put up 20 against Georgetown. He's got some ability, just not really strong physically yet.
Here's Doobie, a little long with a three-point try. The rebound pulled down by Marcus Sales, a sophomore from Richmond, Virginia.
And their early offense is good when it gets to the box, and this particular guy.
Bryant Matthews leading the conference at 23 points per game. First team all Big East selection in the awards just announced here at the Big East tournament this week.
Might be the hardest worker in the league, and nobody does more for his team than Bryant Matthews does for Virginia Tech.
His mobility is what's impressed me. Good hands defensively here. Sales.
Virginia Tech lives off steals and creating turnovers. They have 275 steals for the year. That's 118 more than their opponents. And they've turned it over 356 times. That's 136 fewer than their opponents. So they hang on to the ball and they steal it. And they need to do that because they don't have a lot of terrific scorers.
Nice pass here on the drive, draw, and dish. And Sean, against Rutgers, they only had 5 turnovers in their win. So they value the basketball and get opportunities like the last one.
Boy, Coleman Collins is really a confident player against Rutgers. He had that stick back to beat them in the closing seconds of that game.
They split in the regular season. Matter of fact, this is the 3rd time in 24 days that they're playing each other. Matthews out of the corner for 3, and Virginia Tech has run off 9 unanswered points. And a timeout called by Rutgers.
Marcus Sales with the nice drive. Lamazana comes over. Nobody helps down, and Collins gets the easy one. And then Bryant Matthews spotting up in transition. This kid can score from anywhere on the floor, but he's especially good in the post.
And what I love about watching him, a little juice there, is he does so many things well. He sprints the floor, gets himself available in the box, knows when to spread as Collins dove to the rim on that jump shot. So he's a guy that reads situations beautifully.
Today, Championship Week presented by 7-Up continues, and the Kelly Tires Conference USA Tournament begins on ESPN2 at 1 Eastern. Tulane takes on Charlotte, and at 3 Eastern, TCU and Marquette meet in first-round action. Championship Week presented by 7-Up on ESPN and ESPN2. Marquette, one of those teams, Jay and Bill, that would seem to have to do some work in the conference tournament to get into the NCAA.
I think they do have to do some work, and Travis Diener, Steve Novak are going to have to play very well, as will Damian Mason. But remember, TCU is one of those teams that beat them at home.
Nice anticipation by Gordon, who's the leader of this team.
Wow, lots of contact as Matthews went up and no whistle. Again, the steals and turnovers a factor here early for Virginia Tech. Count that bucket. And a chance for a three-point play for Ricky Shields.
And that's one of those scouting reports, Jay, where you look at you, take away the jump shot, make him put it on the floor. He goes to his left here. Just solid play. Here's the run out at the far end. I think Gordon really finds people.
Reason they didn't call it was he got away with the walk there.
Uh-huh.
And then on this end, not much contact there at all. I'm not sure a whistle should have been blown on that one.
And Shields makes the free throw. He's their leading scorer at 15 points per game. 9-8 Virginia Tech, and a timeout. 14:41 left. We're just down the street from Central Park on a pleasant day in New York City.
Born to perform.
Back in New York City, Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery and Jay Billis, and we're pleased to be joined here at the Big East Championship by Doris Burke.
Well, Sean, while Virginia Tech is making what is their first and last appearance in the Big East tournament, there is a history of success here in the Garden. Most recently an Ace Custis-led NIT championship in '95. That followed an NIT championship in 1973. Alan Bristow and Don DeVoe, the coach. But for these current players, their first visit to Madison Square Garden came last season. They were to play a game at St. John's Alumni Hall. They took a tour here, and obviously they'd like to extend that stay. Now, just a note about the playing surface, guys. There was a steady leak in the roof. It has slowed a bit. They have assigned a staff member to take care of the condensation. The officials will determine whether or not play will be halted later on today, guys.
That leak was near midcourt, just behind now where Dowdell crossed midcourt, over near the scorers table on the far side. As we look from the camera perspective, Wiggin called for a foul as he reached in on Gordon.
The coaches in your career, they get offended with fouls that far from the basket.
Yeah, but when you reach, there's no reason to reach there. That's the thing. They'll tell you, move your feet, don't reach, and get in position to get over that screen.
It used to drive me nuts, though. Like, get your position. Once again, penetration and a 5.
And the finish by Sean Harris, just in off the bench. Sophomore from Medford, Virginia.
He's got some pair of shoulders, by the way. He looks bigger off tape.
Yeah, he's a guy, if you set a screen on him, he'll just run you over, as will Brian Randall when he gets in the game.
And he can make threes in the early offense and also get to the rim.
Doobie looked for the screen and roll, but couldn't get it through to Axani. Another turnover forced by Virginia Tech. And this is going the way they want, forcing turnovers, but not capitalizing that time. Jamon Gordon, the freshman from Jacksonville, Florida, missed out of the corner.
And they know Doobie can shoot. How deep is that? My goodness.
They're not making you guard. And look, nobody gets back.
Pretty
that is so easy. Yeah, how many times, Bill, you see somebody take a bad shot and it leads to a layup or a 3 on the other end? It's almost universal.
You must cringe when you look at the tape. As a coach and as a player, you know you took a bad shot. And just play within the offense and get good looks.
Lamazana traveled.
A nice closeout caused the walk. Boy, Seth's guys are playing great defense.
After the bad shot, Sales pushing it up, and nobody from Rutgers gets back. I mean, they've got 2 guys back, if that, and there was no sense of urgency to get back and stop the ball.
7 turnovers already for Rutgers, led to 9 Virginia Tech points. Dowdell underneath for Gordon.
Nice.
Nice move, and he was able to shed Joel Wiggin, who's a very good defensive player. 7-point lead for the Hokies. Doobie quickly the other way.
And that inattentive there. Congratulating one another for the deuce and not getting back and identifying.
You know, it's funny, when you play at noon, you've got to go to bed the night before ready to play. So you can wake up ready to go. You can't get yourself ready this early. It's a 2-3 zone here by Rutgers.
Are you inferring anything towards Sean or myself?
No, I think you didn't go to bed.
Chastising us as well. Now, you've played in the NCAA. It is difficult. Sometimes 11:15 starts for kids. Pre-game meal is sometimes 7.
Yeah, you're not used to it. And in order to be ready to fight once you get on the floor, you've got to prepare yourself the night before. I'm not saying these teams didn't do it, but there's no way that Rutgers came into this ball game ready to play, the way they're turning it over and not getting back.
Right there, no check out because of the zone, and they say he's out of bounds, but pretty hustle by Harris.
Rutgers takes over. They have a substitution in the game. Adrian Hill, who was called for the last foul, number 4. A 6'8" sophomore from Canton, Ohio. Yet another steal. And a rejection by Doobie. And Collins follows, and he got rejected. And a foul called on Virginia Tech.
I mean, Gary Waters needs to send some invitations to his guys to come to the party.
Only a couple of guys are coming back. This is outstanding defense, Jay. And count the numbers here. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
That's it.
There's 4. Now here comes the 4th white shirt. No.
Oh, Mike Kitts got down there quicker than the players did. Well, when Mike Kitts is beating you down the floor, you got a problem.
Well, Mike's used to getting up early, catching that first flight out of town. He has to.
The referees should not beat you back in transition defense.
Foul was on Sean Harris. Lamazana.
They're really sitting on his right hand.
And they're also up on Doobie, too. Nice hands again. No valuing the ball.
Matthews called for travel. 9 Rutgers turnovers in under 8.5 minutes. And Virginia Tech leads 15-10. Game 1 of 4 today. First round action at the Big East Championship.
Greatness will simply reward you for clearing your path to greatness.
We're back inside Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. First round action of the Big East Championship, and Virginia Tech leads Rutgers. We take a look at the all Big East team just announced within the last couple of days here in New York. 7 players on it because of some ties in the voting. No surprises either. Emeka Okafor, Hakeem Warwick, Ryan Gomes, Craig Smith, Bryant Matthews, Andre Barrett, and Ben Gordon. All of them deserving. And Bryant Matthews, despite playing at Virginia Tech with no national TV exposure. This is their first national TV game of the year. And was not overlooked. And how could you with those numbers?
Very impressive.
And he gets to the free throw line. Isn't that impressive about him?
I think he's got a terrific outside game and inside game. It's a nice combination. Puts it on the floor, and you're right. Those charity stripe free throws certainly help your average.
Wiggin to Hill. And now Webb out there with Lamazana. And yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say the penetration, they force you to jump shot. They want him to put it on the floor, Doobie.
Sticking with the 2-3 zone. I like this call. Try to keep him out of the lane.
Harris a miss. Matthews a good inside position. He got knocked down as he got tangled up with Lamazana. And at the other end, the foul as Webb went up.
Matthews down on the other end, working from behind the zone, and you're going to get some inside position against the zone, but Lamazana just over the top of him. Hard to believe there wasn't a P vibrating in the whistle on that one.
Well, Lamazana now on the other end, Jay, watching tape, he drifts out now because he hasn't had touches inside. And I think it's very important that they keep trying to post him up, put some a little pressure inside. Maybe it'd be Matthews on the matchup.
Webb made the first free throw. The foul on Sean Harris was his second, so he's going to go out. And Dowdell comes back in. Webb, a freshman from Paterson, New Jersey. The first New Jersey player to sign with Rutgers in the 3-year Gary Waters era. And Gary says that's a key to lifting his program even more, to keep the best players in state at the State University of New Jersey.
And Webb is a solid player. I mean, he defends, he's big and strong, doesn't make many mistakes.
One of those guys that can stick it as well, Jay. They're going to put a little test on the deep shooting here, and you mentioned rebounding. This should be Virginia Tech's advantage.
Well, they got to get it in the middle, attack it off the dribble.
Matthews the miss, tipped out nicely by Webb to Ricky Shields. His pull-up wouldn't go, but Lamazana took it away from, or rather, Hill took it away from Matthews. Here's Lamazana.
Jeez, better make those.
Well, that's what happens. His psyche's injured when he doesn't get the opportunity around the rim.
6'10" guy going between his legs to get a shot up.
Questionable shot selection on both sides right now. Out of bounds, last touched by Hill of Rutgers. So Virginia Tech plays it in with a fresh shot clock. Gordon way off with a 3. And the rebound to Shields.
3 in a row, quick.
Well, this is not a good shooting team. They're used to it.
Shields misses a 3. I think these guys need to be made aware you can't actually shoot from inside the arc if you'd like.
Where was the middle game? There we go.
There's Webb. He had a big game against Virginia Tech, and Rutgers wins at home against the Hokies on February 15th. Webb at 16 points. That was a rout. 85-52 Rutgers as they shot the ball beautifully all night long. Virginia Tech won the game in Blacksburg on a last second tip in, won by 1 point, 71-70. Matthews. It got deflected and batted around by Collins. And then Lamazana had it, and he was fouled. Championship Week presented by 7-Up. And the Big East Championship continued today right here on ESPN. Coming up next, Georgetown takes on Boston College. Tonight at 7, West Virginia, Notre Dame. Big East Championship games are also available in high definition on ESPN HD. Championship Week presented by 7-Up on ESPN and ESPN HD.
A silly foul by Bryant Matthews there.
And he's had to go out of the ball game now with 2 fouls.
Well, that's the last thing you want to do if you're a player of his caliber, is foul 90 feet from the basket.
There you go. I mean, that's good basketball. Ball fake, froze the defense, knock him down inside. Irving.
It still works, and he didn't even have to go through his legs.
Isn't that amazing? Maybe it wasn't as pretty.
First bucket for Lamazana. He averages 14 points per game. He had 20 in that Rutgers win against Virginia Tech. 9 misses in a row for the Hokies. And then Philip McCandies, who had the rebound, lost it out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Hokies.
McCandy's got away with a push there. You really have to hold your position because this is a physical team that Seth Greenberg puts out on the floor, and they like to scrap.
And McCandy's one of the guys that picks up charges and gets after things.
You know, the foul trouble for Matthews, a big story here early. Boston College and Georgetown coming up next. The Eagles tied with Seton Hall for 5th. They earned the 5th seed by virtue of their 2 wins in the regular season against the Pirates. Notre Dame, West Virginia tonight. Seton Hall and Villanova. Notre Dame, another one of those teams that probably needs to win at least a couple here to advance the NCAA tournament. That's one of our major storylines. Pittsburgh's trying to make it to the Big East Championship game for the 4th year in a row. They've been there 3 years in a row. And Emeka Okafor battling back problems. Will he play? That is still an unknown. Let's check in with Doris Burke.
Well, just a note about Emeka Okafor. He did not take the team bus down to last night's Big East Championship banquet. He did take a special vehicle, hoping that his back would be less likely to seize guys. He will not practice. He is out of town with the team doctor, and as only Jim Calhoun can stay it, he is somewhere in the United States, guys.
Not sure why that needs to be a big mystery where he is, but they want to keep that secret. It's their prerogative.
Saw Jim Calhoun on Charlie Rose last night.
Is that interesting, huh? Anything heavy?
Speaking uninterrupted for a change.
They're wiping it out. What an effort.
No basket for Shields.
This zone has done them a favor, Jay. They've been able to get some opportunities out of it.
Yeah, that was a good call. Much more aggressive. That looked like it hit Dowdell's foot when the ball was coming up off the floor. I think it did. And what a nice recovery to catch it from behind him.
Dowdell's fouled his first. Doobie missed from the corner. Here's Sales on a push with Collins. And a foul called on Lamazana.
Terrific decisions on these fast breaks. They just haven't been able to finish around the rim.
Well, Marcus Sales is really a point guard playing the 3. Pushes the ball up the floor, and again, Rutgers a little bit slow getting back. You can see even Doobie just kind of leisurely running back. You've got to have a sense of urgency getting back in transition.
And you know, the guy in the back, that was Webb. Nobody ball fakes and recovers anymore. Jab and get back. He just stayed and froze and let that entry pass occur.
Virginia Tech went more than 5 minutes without a point. 5:02 between points. That drought ends with those free throws. Rutgers leads Virginia Tech 18-17 as championship week continues here at the Big East.
My days are mine, and that's the way it should be.
It's a brand new day.
Championship week presented by 7-Up continuing here at the Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden. First of 4 first-round games today. Rutgers with a 1-point lead over Virginia Tech. Sean McDonough with Jay Billis and Bill Raftery. And one of the big stories so far, questionable shot selection on each side.
Yeah, Rutgers can really shoot it from deep, but I don't think they have to pull the trigger from there every time. I like Lamazana when he's in the post. I think he can be much more effective in there. He can fade out, but he's got to start in the post.
Spoken like a big guy. You want the little guys get it inside. They'll get a good look. They'll kick it out. He's unselfish, but the 2-3 zone's gotten them back, and Virginia Tech's inability to finish fast breaks has hurt them.
They haven't really capitalized on all the turnovers that they've been creating. And Matthews still on the bench. with 2 fouls. When we spoke with Seth Greenberg yesterday, he said he didn't think there was any other single player in the league who could have led Virginia Tech to 7 league wins as Matthews did. He said that's not taking anything away from Okafor or anybody else, but with everything that Matthews does, scoring, assists, block shots, rebounds, leadership, he didn't think there was any other player who could have led them to that number of wins like he did.
I love the way he finds people too, Sean. Great point. And kicks it out for their fast break.
This is Brian Randall into the game. If that name sounds familiar to you, he's also the starting quarterback on the Virginia Tech football team. He joined them the first of the year right after Virginia Tech's bowl game out in Arizona. McCandy's a miss, and the rebound down to Exani.
Interesting switch there out of the timeout. The 2-3 zone a factor. Probably assuming Virginia Tech would switch up. They went man, Rutgers.
Adrian Hill. Little jump hook. Would not go, and it's gobbled up by McCandy's. Now Dowdell, freshman from Hokies, Florida. Randall's first shot, a 3.
Now this is a legitimate basketball player who's all grouped down in the home state of Virginia. And they assume he'll be the starting quarterback, Sean. Is that correct?
He has been, and of course he's been in the quarterback battle with Marcus Vick, the younger brother of Michael Vick. But for the most part, the last couple of years, Randall has been the starting quarterback. And that ended the string of 10 straight field goal misses by the Hokies.
Didn't Seth Greenberg just rave about Randall's leadership?
Said he coaches the locker room. Said he walked in and really helped to change the dynamics of the team just with his presence. Ricky Shields making his presence known. 6 points for Shields. He has 1,099 for his career.
Back to the 2-3 zone. Randall left Shields. You've got to be there on the catch with Shields. Make him put the ball on the floor. Good pass.
And Collins fed Dowdell.
Nice quick ball movement here in the cut. They do a great job getting into the middle.
Nicely done by Coleman Collins.
Wasn't there a nice mix of ball reversal and getting the ball into the gaps of that zone, whether it's by the dribble or the pass? If you get it into the middle, the zone will collapse. You'll be able to kick it out to an open shooter.
Good denial all the way out. Let's set up this turnover. Dowdell.
Well, Shields picked up his dribble out there near midcourt, and Dowdell saw that pass coming. First bucket for Xavier Dowdell. 10 turnovers for Rutgers.
What a horrendous pass. A pass fake would let him shoot the gap, then you'd get somebody going back door.
But McCandy's was the guy, Jay, that denied it to Exani, and that set up the turnover.
Well, it was very well done by Virginia Tech, but just because somebody guards you doesn't mean you can throw the ball anywhere you want.
Shields a strong drive, and he was fouled.
You make a pass fake right here. See, if there would have been a pass fake with him coming out, you've got to assume when you're making a pass that long that somebody's going to shoot the gap. That's a long way to go cross court. And Dowdell does a nice job. Look behind him and goes off of 2 feet, not trying to do anything fancy, just get the 2.
A lot of coaches say put a rope around them 15 feet away, like drag, go with the ball, or let him drag you. The distance of that pass set up that beautiful turnover.
Shields made the first free throw. The foul on Brian Randall, his first, the 7th team foul, so the Hokies are over the limit. Rutgers has been whistled for 5 fouls. The Virginia Tech surviving at the moment with Matthews on the bench. They're 14-13 overall, and they come in with a 3-game winning streak, their first ever 3-game winning streak in the Big East. What a great job Seth Greenberg has done in the previous 3 years. Their first 3 in the Big East. They won a total of 10 conference games. They've won 7 this year in Greenberg's first season when they were picked to finish last in the league.
Well, Greenberg did a terrific job at Long Beach State and really picked up the program at South Florida, and he's got a real challenge here.
Nice rebound by Shields. Of course, the Hokies, as Doris said, this will be their first and only appearance in the Big East tournament. They and Miami will head to the ACC next year. Boston College will eventually head off to the ACC, but they'll be back in the Big East for another season.
You know, Sean, that's why they needed to, Rutgers needed to jump them here. It is their first appearance. They may have been nervous coming in. Now they've got to feel much more comfortable.
A little reach in there on by Sales on that little dive to the rim on the rebound. Yeah, they seem more mature, though, Jay. I mean, not that you could jump on them. Gary's guys, I think your thoughts At Rutgers, I think they get right out and get after you. Here at the Garden, maybe not as aggressive defensively.
Yeah, but Virginia Tech is an unbelievably young team, with the exception of Bryant Matthews. They're all freshmen and sophomores. And if you come out and really jump them, you know, at least you've got a better chance of getting a lead and maybe putting them away. But if you let them hang around, and I'm not saying Rutgers is a much better team, but they have the potential to be better.
Well, Harris, Dowdell, and Gordon call themselves the takeover.
They're taking over the program, these freshmen. They told the other players they are. What Jay said is literally true. Matthews is the only senior, and they don't have any juniors. So this is almost entirely a freshman and sophomore team, and they have good recruits, they believe, coming in. They know they'll have to pick it up to compete in the ACC. Harris.
Nice double.
Lost it to Wigan, and Shields drops it in.
Rutgers took over on the defensive end. I know that modesty impresses you, Sean, that takeover philosophy.
Well, they read that very well, didn't they?
They did.
A little screen for the screener, kind of America's play, then went to the stagger. They knew it was coming.
Well, I think you're right, though, Jay. They've got to step it up defensively, Rutgers.
Alan Callaway in the ballgame for Virginia Tech, number 21. Bad pass. Wigan the other way. Fouled by Harris.
And Harris surprised me able to get even close on that play. I thought the blow-by would occur, but the diagonal pass right out to the top, Jay, you just can't do that. Now,
I mean, you can make it once, but it's going to be 2 points for the other team.
3 fouls now on Harris. And 8 team fouls against the Hokies. That sends Wigan to the line. A junior from the Bronx who played a year prep basketball at a very good program, Notre Dame, up in Fitchburg, Massachusetts.
Wigan plays hard. He leads the team in assists in Big East play, and he's a good passer.
Harris takes a seat with those 3 fouls. And Rutgers has opened up a 5-point lead. Boston College arriving for their date with Georgetown in our next game. Yuka Agbai, Craig Smith, and the rest of the Eagles making their way into the Garden.
To Sean.
Thank you, gentlemen. Rutgers with a 5-point lead. The absence of Bryant Matthews starting to hurt Virginia Tech. Championship week presented by 7-Up continues. On ESPN2 today at 3 o'clock, it's Kelly Tire's Conference USA action. Marquette and TCU at 7 Eastern. Central Connecticut State and Monmouth meet for the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament in the Northeast Conference Championship game. The Monmouth Hawks, the regular season champs, they'll be the favorite in that game at home tonight. They were 12-0 at home.
Pretty good. Dave Galloway done a nice job down there. Of course, Howie Dickerman, we just know him as the assistant for UConn at Central Connecticut.
Well, Central Connecticut, they seem to win it in even years. They won it in 2000, 2002. Maybe they could do it again in 2004. History repeating.
And Matthews with the segue.
The theme. You're
nice
just
little putting it on the floor.
Happy.
You're a team player. You ought to try it sometime.
6 team fouls now on Rutgers as Hill was called for his second personal. Sandy comes in for Hill. Matthews in the game now. Seth Greenberg doesn't want to get any further behind. He'll have to be careful playing with those 2 fouls. Gordon. They kick it out. Matthews missed a 3, and the rebound down to Shields.
Rutgers is going to have to hold their position better. They're getting pushed under a little bit. Gordon with the push there got the offensive rebound. Almost cost them 3.
Why not Lamazana now with Matthews? I mean, get him down low. Perfect matchup. He can elevate over. There's a pick and pop here.
There's the back pick.
And the switch.
Ooh.
Shields an NBA 3. And Exani kept it alive after Lamazana got his hands on it. Shields down the lane.
Well, they can do it when they want to, can't they?
I don't know why they don't do it more. I mean, they got blow by speed.
Weren't you thinking after that back pick and post that after all that you take a 30-footer?
That would be frustrating.
because they really run some good stuff. I mean, Gary Waters does a nice job, but those guys have to be made to take good shots, and shot selection is a big thing you have to learn as a player.
Dales turned it over. Lamazana.
Oh, why foul? Collins riding them out.
Lamazana showing the ability to handle the ball in transition at 6'10", 215 pounds, born in Ivory Coast. Moved to the United States in 1997 prior to his sophomore year in high school. His native language French. Rutgers done a great job at the line. And they're now a perfect 10 for 10.
Lamazana is a graceful athlete. He's long, he blocks shots, and he's very skilled. But when he's in the post and starts down low, I think he's a much better player. You know, when you have versatility, you need to show that versatility by doing the tough stuff, which is get inside.
Well, he's 4th in career blocks. I mean, here's a kid that can play some defense. Played for Kevin Boyle, who incidentally, my last scholarship at Seton Hall was to Kevin Boyle, his high school coach. He's been exciting since high school. It's just I think he has so many tools. He doesn't know how to put the proper ones to use.
Is that in Boyle's bio that he was your last scholarship?
He doesn't brag about it.
12-0 run for Rutgers. Callaway, tough shot, and he got it to go. Alan Callaway, a sophomore from Gretna, Virginia. He's coming off of his best game. Season high 9 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocked shots in the regular season finale against Georgetown.
Good blitz of the ball screen. They do that a lot.
That's what Seth was saying. Pretty dish.
And a foul called on Lamazana.
Traditionally, this Rutgers team under Gary Waters likes to run a lot of ball screens, and this team, Virginia Tech, likes to trap those screens. There's the trap, and not a good job handling it. Everybody rotates very well, and another fast break out of it, Bill.
And the step up, huh, Jay? Great rotation, and unfortunately, they have not been able to ring the bell at the conclusion of these opportunities off turnovers.
Now Dell makes the first. The foul on Lamazana was his second. And Brian Matthews is going to go out and make sure he doesn't get his third. McCandy's comes in for him. Now Dell was, she said, from Florida, from Pahokee, Florida. Their broadcaster Bill Roth calls him the Hokie from Pahokee.
Yeah, lay it on somebody else.
He does. I didn't want to get blamed for that. Bill, one of the great broadcasters in the country, longtime voice of the Hokies, and Dowdell was being recruited by Seth Greenberg to go to South Florida. And he said if Seth had stayed at South Florida, he probably would have gone to South Florida. But the coach came to Virginia Tech, and Dowdell decided to go to Blacksburg.
Well, it was South Florida or East Carolina for Dowdell, and I think he made the right choice. He's got a really, I think he's got a really solid defensive foundation.
His brothers played, one at College of Charleston, Bernard and Jermaine at Maine. Incidentally, where did this play-by-play announcer go to school?
Bill Roth went to Syracuse.
What a surprise.
Why he's as talented as he is, the cradle of broadcasters.
Ordained by you as one of the foremost talents.
Well, you would agree. You've heard
absolutely.
Bill.
He's very good.
16th year as the voice of the Hokies. We did the pregame show. We had a chance to listen to it with Seth Greenberg, and Seth was telling Bill and telling us as well the story about how he used to come in here to the Garden all the time as a kid. He grew up on Long Island. He was here for that famous Willis Reed game when the injured Reed emerged for the playoff game. The crowd went crazy. He said he was in the last row up in the upper deck here with his dad and remembers it vividly.
Got the tickets as a bar mitzvah gift.
Because he played for Alabama at Fairleigh Dickinson.
And his dad played for Claire B.
What the lineage. And then he was a camper and then a counselor at the 5-star camp, which is renowned. Howard Garfinkel's famous camp.
Seth was telling us he can remember as a child also Claire B coming to visit his dad when Seth was 6 or 7 years old. When Coach B was in the area, he'd stay with the Greenbergs. It's halftime. 14-3 run to end the half for Rutgers, ignited by Ricky Shields. At the half, the Scarlet Knights 35 and the Hokies 27. Let's join John, Digger, and Dick in the studio. Here's the 7-Up halftime report.
I really am. Call today.
Ricky Shields led all scorers in the first half with 12 points for Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights lead Virginia Tech by 8 at halftime of our first of 4 Big East tournament games here at Madison Square Garden today. Sean McDonough with Bill Raftery and Jay Billis. The gentleman, it was just a 1-point lead for Rutgers when Bryant Matthews picked up his second foul for Virginia Tech with about 9 minutes to go in the half.
Took out a big scoring option for Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech had turned 9 steals into points on the other end, but boy, they put him on the free throw line. That was the problem. They kept fouling.
Unbelievable. I think the zone helped Rutgers. Man, they rebounded, as you noted. Shot selection got a little bit better, and putting it on the floor certainly helped Rutgers.
The good news for Seth Greenberg, he talked about what a great second half player Bryant Matthews has been. In the last 3 games, all of them wins for Virginia Tech. Matthews has scored 53 of his 76 points in the second half. They'll need another performance like that if they're going to pull this one out.
What a great look by Gordon, Jay, and they do a nice job screening. The ability to get yourself in position by Collins, extraordinary.
10 points for Collins. He leads Virginia Tech.
And he had a nice first half, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Active, good hands, long.
Let's join Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, just some thoughts from Seth Greenberg coming out of the locker room. He said he'd like to do a better job converting in transition. He felt like they missed some opportunities. Jay, you just touched on this. He said he'd like to pressure the basketball without fouling. Rutgers 13 for 13 from the free throw line. And then second shots. They don't want Oksana to become a factor there, guys.
A deep 3 would not go for Marquise Webb, saved by Collins. And here's Xavier Dowdell. Damon Gordon inside the Matthews, one-on-one with Lamazana, who's playing with 2 fouls. And the score, Seth Greenberg wanted a foul. He'd love to see Lamazana get that 3rd.
He keeps after it, doesn't he? I mean, that could have been a turnover.
He's relentless, isn't he?
That's the word Coach Waters used to describe Matthews. He has great respect. Wiggin, a nice drive and a score, and he has 6. And over again during the season, we heard Big East coaches, and I know Matthews really appreciated after the game. Several coaches, guys like Mike Bray and Perry Clark, sought him out to tell him how much they appreciate the way he plays and how hard he's worked to make himself one of the great players in the country.
Well, that's really the key, the second part of it, don't you think, with coaches, how hard he's worked. He's improved every single year. And when your best player is your hardest worker, it makes things easier on a coach to use him as an example. Look at that early post. And when he does get that post position, he can step away, face up, and he just keeps going after it. And Lamazana just was not able to push him away.
And the coaches were saying the nice thing is getting here for him. A great reward for his hard work over the years. Nice give back.
Shields dumped it down to Aksani, but he did not get the shot up to the rim. 6-point lead for Rutgers. Sales, who just picked up his 3rd foul, passed off to Dowdell. Gordon with Lamazana deflecting that shot. Never did get it up on the rim. Lamazana got Callaway in the air with a fake. Aksani juggling the ball. Hokie fans wanted to travel, but he never had possession of the ball to travel.
He went a long way without putting it on the floor, didn't he?
He did. He just keeps plugging, though. You love him. And I thought Lamazana did a nice job. Pump, put it on the floor.
Line drive shot rattles out. Aksani thought he was fouled as the rebound wound up hitting the floor. Gordon shut off by Shields.
Rutgers overall has done a pretty good job defensively of keeping Virginia Tech out of the lane.
And that's a big part of their game, too. They drive and find people.
Now 10 seconds to shoot for the Hokies. 3 minutes gone by second half. Rutgers by 6. Matthews, tough pull-up and an air ball. Out of bounds. It'll be Hokies ball with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Shows Lamazana's length, too. Really forced a tough delivery.
And Matthews just 3 out of 9 from the floor. They have to get a shot up in 3 seconds. An open 3 knocked down by Alan Callaway.
Nice use of the shot clock.
It's his first 3 in Big East play.
Shields goes by Sales. Ooh. And now Dowdell the other way. Callaway blocked by Lamazana. Bodies flying around. Webb in transition. He's fouled by Jamon Gordon.
A nice giveaway. The foot. Callaway's done some nice things in a row. The jumper you alluded to, the block shot, the fill at the other end, and then the run out. Of course, disjointed here, Jay, balance-wise. Didn't get enough people back.
Yeah, the guards really have to get back in this one, and everybody got sucked in below the top of the key, and when that happened, Oksana with a nice outlet pass, and it was all over.
Webb off the mark. First miss of a free throw by Rutgers. As Doris said, they were perfect 13 out of 13 in the first half. One out of two for the freshman Marquise Webb. He has 8 points in the ball game. The Rutgers lead 4. Sales coming off one of his best games over the weekend against Georgetown when he had 12 points and 6 rebounds.
Oh, nice play.
Pretty inside screening.
That's the thing. If Dowdell didn't have it all the way to the basket, he had Matthews on that little block-to-block screen wide open in the lane. Oh.
Gordon tried to call timeout before he went out of bounds, but could not. What a difference it is for Virginia Tech with Matthews in the game. They were down by 8 at the break. They've cut the deficit to 2.
Lance Armstrong, can you believe it? This guy can do anything.
Welcome back to New York City and Big East tournament action here on ESPN television, and Georgetown getting set for their 2 o'clock tip, making their way inside the world's most famous arena. And just a reminder to our viewers for this game, brought to you on ESPN's high definition, ESPN HD. In fact, a huge day of Big East tournament action. All 3 remaining games in the afternoon will be brought to you by ESPN's high definition. Widescreen clarity that you can only get with ESPN's high definition, brought to you by Philips and Best Buy. And guys, to see the 3 of you more clearly is to love you all the more dearly.
Oh, 2 out of 3. I know you mean that for.
Oh, don't leave Jay out. Come on.
We can't get better seats for Doris.
Well, I would think after all these years, I mean, you've been here every year for the Big East tournament. You ought to have a little more juice by now. Wiggin a strong drive, then missed a short one. Pulled off by Alan Callaway, so a chance to tie it or take the lead for the Hokies. Dowdell, he and Gordon are both from Florida, the freshmen. The first time they had ever seen snow was when it snowed in Blacksburg in early December.
And they're running the same play as before, Jay. A lot of inside screening, and you said at Duke you switched all of those things.
Yeah, Carolina used to run some similar stuff, especially with the block-to-block screening. We did try to switch it.
Matthews a long miss, but there to follow it up was Sales, his first bucket. And Virginia Tech has battled back from 8 down at halftime to tie it at 38 with under 15 to go.
The problem Rutgers have, they try to switch those slice cuts, they're going to get mismatches.
And they take advantage of it too. Plus the dribble drive occurs now for a slip pass.
Lamazana guarded by Callaway. Nice move to the baseline, but then it's blocked out of bounds by Matthews. Just one of the many things that he does so well.
A lot of coaches say split the basket. He's far. Oh, look at where Matthews is. He's given up totally on his guy, Jay.
Well, Lamazana went baseline, and he took himself a little bit out of the play from behind the basket. Matthews took advantage of it.
Webb, a runner, well short, an air ball pulled off by Gordon. Matthews last year, the first player in the history of the Big East. By Callaway.
Unbelievable.
And Virginia Tech has the lead. Starting to note that Matthews last year, the first player in the history of this league to lead his team in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and block shots all in the same year. And you think about all the great players in the history of this conference, that's quite an achievement.
And Sean, the passing right here is just beautiful. Teamwork, extraordinary. Send it in. Callaway, up and away. That is incredible. But the passing on the perimeter set it up. The pass that led to the pass that led to the finish. Ooh, a little juice.
And Callaway's done a nice job. He's really fighting inside against Lamazana.
Virginia Tech contesting every shot. Well, Doobie never did get his shot up on the glass or rim. And Dowdell fouled on the drive, they say, before the shot. Championship week, it's presented by 7-Up. The Big East Championship continues today. Coming up next here at Madison Square Garden, Georgetown and Boston College. Tonight, 7 Eastern, West Virginia and Notre Dame meet in first-round action. And another foul on the inbounding play.
Shauna, this might be on Lamazana, too. They weren't ready for the inbounds pass. You know, as we talk about Rutgers, do you know where Dick Vitale's first job was in the college ranks?
Rutgers, I'm guessing.
Very good. I like to set it up for you. You know, I don't want you to delve into those inner
what was that, right off the Jim Herrick Principles of Coaching quiz?
I failed most of those, incidentally.
McCandies makes the first free throw. Lamazana was called for his third foul, so he's going to go out of the ball game. He's their #2 scorer and leading rebounder for the season, leading shot blocker, and doing a great job on Matthews. And really, with very little from Matthews, the Hokies have the lead, which many would have thought is impossible. He has 7 points. Does Bryant Matthews? He's been in double figures in 46 games in a row, dating back to last year.
And Sean, I love his attention to defense too. He really helps out others. Here's another turnover and a giveaway because of the breakout by Sales.
Doobie lost the ball and then committed the foul. He didn't want Gordon to fling one up the court and ignite a break. First foul on Doobie. The third team foul against Rutgers, and a timeout called by Gary Waters. Tough season there at Texas A&M, and some thought they might be improved this year. Virginia Tech leading by 4 in a game of runs. Rutgers ended the half on a 14-3 run to take an 8-point halftime lead, but Virginia Tech has opened the second half with a 15-3 advantage, and they lead by 4. McCandies to Sales, and now Matthews out there with Dowdell and Gordon for Virginia Tech. Sales open for 3.
And that's their game, I think. Jay had mentioned they kept the dribble away. Rutgers that time ineffective in the 2-3 zone.
Well, they went to double, and when they did, their rotation's just a little bit slow, and Virginia Tech attacked it very effectively on ball reversal.
Timeout called by Rutgers. Webb was in trouble, being pressured with no place to pass the ball.
See, on ball reversal right there, the poor closeout. Everybody into the lane on the penetration. That just left it wide open for Marcus Sales.
I'm so impressed with how hard these Virginia Tech Hokies play. They do it with the turnovers and the steals, and that's because of the incredible effort.
How about the defense, that trip? Just exactly what you've alluded to. They have come out with a new energy. I mean, they've just gotten after people. And the offense that they run, you talked about Long Beach and South Florida. Seth knows what he's doing. He's done a great job out of the gate here.
As does his brother Brad, whispering in his ear right there.
Brad, an assistant coach on Seth's staff. Championship week presented by 7-Up continues. 2 more games on ESPN2 today. At 3 Eastern, TCU takes on Marquette at the Kelly Tires Conference USA Tournament. Tonight, the Northeast Conference Championship game, Central Connecticut State and Monmouth.
And right now, playing for the NIT, by the way, Virginia Tech. Very important as well for that program and what they've been able to accomplish.
A runner wouldn't go for Doobie after Matthews had blocked a shot. And a foul on the floor. Hill got the offensive rebound, and McCandies fouled him. Rutgers 1 for 11 shooting this half.
You know, another thing Virginia Tech is playing for is pride. And when Seth Greenberg got to Blacksburg, one of the things he wanted them to do was compete on every play, whether it be in practice or a game. And they've made a lot of strides toward that.
Yeah, Rutgers just has to get, I think, the inside play somehow, either create it with the bounce or some post-ups.
Another miss from 3-point range, this one by Shields. Virginia Tech has opened up a 7-point lead. They lost to this Rutgers team by 33 at the rack in New Jersey. The biggest win margin of victory in the 9 years in the Big East for Rutgers. And Seth Greenberg's team beat them at home by 1. And the Hokies won 6 of their last 9, including 3 in a row.
And they weren't ready for that play either. McKenzie gets the easy look.
Did not convert. Doobie with Shields, Exani, Webb, and Hill. Lamazana still on the bench for Rutgers with 3 fouls. 12 minutes to go. Exani off the Hill, and he was fouled hard across the arms, and will shoot 2.
Heads up play by Gordon there. Exani fine with a good find and a good non-call with that flop as well.
Tamon Gordon called for the foul. His second and the 5th on the team.
Took one in the chops there as well.
Very good free throw shooting on both sides. Virginia Tech just a 59% free throw shooting team for the year, 59 and change.
Sean, did you happen to see Hill raising his arms? He took a shot. When you give a foul, you make sure the guy doesn't complete it. He was in pain a moment ago.
Adrian Hill at the line, sophomore from Canton, Ohio, out of McKinley High School. Great athletic programs there, football and basketball. Eric Snow, Gary Grant among the NBA players who played at McKinley. Lamazana comes in with his 3 fouls. And Exani goes out. Hill short, and an opportunity missed for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers.
There's that 2-3 set, the scissor cut.
And they're ready to get to zone. As they say, no, fellas, let's run our zone stuff. The foul line's been open and available. They had not dumped it to the foul line, to the baseline, something you might look for.
So you can screen against the zone. Matthews trying to screen against it there.
Sales way off. Got no rim with that 3-point try.
That shot needs to be broken down completely.
Webb's pass deflected, nearly stolen by Dowdell.
They are up, and they also play passing lanes beautifully. And here's the giveaway.
Oh, not a good foul.
Ooh, goodness. I guess the wraparound. I think that's what they got him for.
Wow, they got Lamazana. Instead of being the 3rd on Matthews, it's the 4th on Lamazana.
He must have hooked him because Matthews was completely out of position there.
And Gary Waters wants an explanation from Ed Corbett. We'll take a look at it as we head to break.
He hooked him. That left arm is the hook. That's where the foul came from.
I don't know, huh?
Nickel diamond.
Yes, the company that knows you are more.
Championship week presented by 7-Up continues here at Madison Square Garden. First of 4 first-round games today here at the Big East Championship. Virginia Tech has come from behind to take a 7-point lead over Rutgers as we look at the ESPN game track.
Well, 7 of 13 from the field for Virginia Tech, but it's not so much their offense, guys, as I think it is their defense. They've held Rutgers to 3 points in this second half, and their defense has been the catalyst for the good offense.
And they get up on guys and yet contain the bounce, and I think that's been extraordinary. Rutgers, on the other hand, when they move the ball, good things happen. So they've got to be calm on the offensive end, and very tough to play without that guy, their star, with his 4th.
Virginia Tech's taking their perimeter shots away. They got to find another way to score.
Matthews, an air ball from the elbow. Hard to tell from our angle if it was deflected. But the Hokies retain possession. They have 14 seconds to shoot. Rutgers in this half is 1 for 12, and they've turned the ball over 6 times. Dowdell a miss, and the rebound corralled by Shields.
Now, this is again where they've had some problems. Move it, go side to side, make them work.
And see Doobie. Mention what a scorer Doobie was in high school. Twice he scored 60 points in a game. Oh, Grady High in Brooklyn. 60. Out of bounds. The officials confer, and they're going to say it's Rutgers ball.
Now, that may have been your career total. 60. And Gary trying to push the issue here, be a little more aggressive, particularly attack the glass. Get good shots, you can rebound.
Doobie shut off again. Terrific defense and another turnover. Doobie tried to feed Shields, And it rolled right by him.
Just shying away from that pressure, going backwards and trying to let it go as quickly as you can. You got to be much stronger with the ball and attack that pressure at the point it's applied.
When you're throwing the ball backwards in your half-court offense, you're in trouble. That's exactly what they were doing.
Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Virginia Tech, when they are successful, they have to create turnovers, get steals, and use those to help their offense. They're not a prolific offensive team. Gordon had it slip out of his hands. Here's Calvin Wooten, who was just activated today. He had been suspended, but they reinstated him this morning. He led that break, and Rutgers is within 5.
And Matthews back totally off. Didn't want to get another foul on that layup.
They've gone 6.5 minutes without any points. 14 for Shields. Dowdell has it a rattle out, and there's Wooten.
Oh, it's stolen. Oh, Gordon just took it from him.
The pressure continues and not valuing the ball. Essential anytime, but when you try to make a run, don't cough it up.
I mean, that was unbelievable.
Wooten. And now Webb. Fouled on the drive.
Well, we talk all the time about being strong with the ball, and after this rebound, just snatched from behind. That's a terrific play.
Heads up play. It's tough enough knowing who's in front of you on a rebound, but behind. And it's generally the little guys that have that trouble.
The little guys are supposed to know, but yeah, generally the big guys that have that
That's
trouble.
what I meant.
So, I mean, the little guys are supposed to be able to feel that. When you put the ball down, you're supposed to protect it.
Sean Harris called for his 4th foul for Virginia Tech. He and McCandies have gone out of the game. Dowdell, Gordon, Sales, Matthews, and Collins now for Virginia Tech.
You know, it's funny, you look at this Virginia Tech team and you take a look at some of the numbers, and you really do wonder how they win when you look at some of their percentages.
Seth Greenberg said he finds himself wondering that himself.
You sound like you've been at a coach's meeting.
Well, Matthews has a lot to do with it. He can help you overcome a lot of deficiencies with his great talent. Dowdell, the little push runner. 7 points for Xavier Dowdell. This is the largest lead for Virginia Tech. An 8-point advantage as we approach 8 minutes left. Lamazana standing up over there on that bench. They have the feeling he'd like to come back in. Now he sits down.
Now within hailing distance, I think, maybe another 2 or 4 points. You may not think about clock with him. It's all about winning.
Gordon called for his 3rd foul, so here's Wooten. And he missed the front end of the 1-and-1.
Well, he's had a tough year when you think of it. Missed, 7 games early with an injury.
Just returning today off the suspension. Appeared in just 12 games this season.
Virginia Tech needs to continue to get this ball into the lane, whether it's by the pass or the dribble.
And there they go. Matthews is so good. Makes himself available, then gets to the rim.
The penetration is what sets it up, and they have done a really nice job of attacking off the dribble. When they've been patient, moved it from side to side, they've gotten something good.
And Shields gets on the top side for that reason.
First foul on Shields and the 5th team foul. Virginia Tech leads Rutgers 49-41 as championship week continues here at the Big East.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
Sean McDonough, Jay Billis, Bill Raftery, Doris Burke back at the Big East Championship. First game of the day, first game of the tournament. Virginia Tech leads Rutgers by 8. The winner will meet Pittsburgh in the noon game here tomorrow. Later this afternoon, Boston College and Georgetown. They play next. Tonight, Notre Dame and West Virginia, Seton Hall and Villanova. Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Connecticut, Providence, all with the first round bye. The others will have to win 4 games in 4 days, those who play today, if they're going to be the Big East tournament champions.
I always thought that winning 4 games in 4 days was a virtual impossibility. I know it's been done, but
it's tasking,
it's
isn't
difficult.
Straight up man now.
And Lamazana is still not in the game for Rutgers with 4 fouls. Gordon double team. The pass off the hip of Collins. Webb leading the break for Rutgers.
Not too many options inside right now for Rutgers. That's the dilemma. So it's got to be off the bounce.
14% in this half for Rutgers. And Shields has it spin out. Exani there with the follow. The 5th-year senior, Exani, broke his foot as a freshman and redshirted. He's a Dean's List student at Rutgers. He has 4 points.
He is the total package. That's what coaches love to have. Gives you everything and outstanding in the classroom.
Collins, a tough banker, and he gets it to drop.
A little kiss at MSG.
Well, he's got some ability. Going to be a good player down the line.
He started out strong. He's continued to be effective.
And you think of how much better this Virginia Tech season might have been. Webb fouled. They played without Collins for 7 games. Back at the start of the year, he had a broken bone in his left foot and had to have a screw put in. Jamon Gordon missed 6 conference games as a result of a right knee injury. He had surgery for a lateral meniscus tear, and yet here they are, 7-9 in the league and above 500 for the season.
Really hanging tough all year, I think, for Seth Greenberg. I mean, they were a team everybody worried about going to play. I noticed when you mentioned the screw, in your mind you thought of a screw loose. You gave me a little glance there.
That's exactly right. Different story at the line here in the second half. But Webb makes a couple. He has 11, well above his average of 7 points per game. 6-point lead, Virginia Tech, under 6.5 to go.
Double zipper action.
Sale sizes up a 3.
You don't mind when Virginia Tech takes perimeter jumpers, but you can't give them as long as they want to shoot them. You don't get that long in a horse game.
They can step into them.
Wooten, who hasn't played in a month, he's been under suspension for conduct detrimental to the team. Webb bangs in a 3. He has 14. That's 2 shy of his career high, which he set against Virginia Tech at the rack in mid-February.
A nice job by Wooten. He fouls at this end, overzealous, but getting into the crack and then kicking it. But Jay, you like this. Did you ever kick it out much?
They never kicked it in. How would I know? Nice little double zipper, getting it inside, and when Shields comes down, look, what a poor closeout. I mean, he never got a hand up, and Sales just drilled it.
Matthews wide open, and he continues to struggle. 3 for 11 from the floor. Hard to imagine they could win with him having an off day, but they are ahead by 6 with 5.5 to go.
He's about 35% from 3 too, so that's alarming when he doesn't hit the 10.
Well, he's a little under the weather. Under the hoop was Hill. He missed the awkward shot. Matthews was not feeling well yesterday at the practice. There's Webb out of the corner for 3. Both he and Coach Greenberg were battling a little bit of a bug. 17 for Webb, a career high, and he has Rutgers within 3. 5:06 to go. The Scarlet Knights, who led by 8 at halftime, went down by 8, but down by 9 here in the second half, and have battled back to 3 in the first game of the day and the first game of this 25th anniversary Big East tournament from Madison Square Garden. Sean McDonough, Bill Raftery, Jay Billis, Doris Burke, our producer Michael Molinari, and our director John McDonough, our terrific ESPN crew. Delighted to have you with us
for a noon game. Pretty exciting atmosphere, I think. Both fans here. Impressive.
Your check or the graphic?
The opportunities. My check is a little tardy.
The first time I've seen you with a check.
And will Lamazana come in out of this timeout? No. Hervé Lamazana still on the bench with 4 fouls. 5 minutes to go. Virginia Tech in its first ever Big East tournament, and this their 4th year in the league. did not qualify the last 3 seasons. The bottom 2 teams don't advance to New York. These were the 2 teams that missed out last year. They're both here as the 8 and 9 seeds, Virginia Tech and Rutgers respectively. The foul was on Exani, his first, and the 7th on the team.
And Sean, that's what they do a lot. They get Matthews out alone. He's got good, quick footwork. I don't think Exani can stay with him. And Lamenzana, I would think, after the 4-minute TV or media timeout, is a good time, as long as they're in touch.
And they've been making a little run here without him. Matthews makes the free throw. He has 8 points. He's a 66% free throw shooter, and he gets to the line a bunch. 250 free throw attempts during the season. 1 out of 2 that time, and a foul against Alan Callaway for going over the back on the rebound. His 2nd foul. Championship week presented by 7-Up continues right here at Madison Square Garden. What a great season it has been for Boston College. 21 wins with a very young team. They'll go for win number 22 against Georgetown, a team that has really floundered down the stretch. West Virginia and Notre Dame here tonight at 7 Eastern. Games are available on high definition on ESPN HD. Championship week presented by 7-Up. Hill makes the front end of the 1-and-1. 3 points for Hill, all at the free throw line.
Really not a good foul at the other end. Just a giveaway gives him an opportunity to get 2 easy ones.
Yeah, just trying to knock that ball away to keep it alive, but you've got to pick your spots a little bit better than that.
Well, short with the line drive. 2nd free throw rebounded by Callaway.
Well, Rutgers doesn't really go after offensive rebounds on free throws. They just kind of put their guards there and let you have it.
Maybe they're afraid of the runouts, the quick perimeter people.
Matthews a step back. That rattles out. And it's controlled off the floor by Shields to Webb. A 3-ball would tie the game for the Scarlet Knights. Webb on the bounce, fouled by Gordon. And he'll go to line for 2.
Well, he initiated the contact. That's an aggressive offensive move.
Smart move, too, to go into that contact and draw that foul.
That's 4 fouls now on Jamon Gordon. And bear in mind, Bryant Matthews has been in double figures in 46 games in a row, all 27 this year. And in the 2 games against Rutgers this year, he scored 22 and 29.
They're trying to get him off, and they ran that baseline for a long jumper. I would prefer getting him inside, giving him the touches there. See if he can get to the free throw line, something he does extraordinarily well.
Well, you can get him the ball there, but he's got to attack off the dribble. I mean, that shot's going to be there for him if he wants to take it later on.
19 for Webb. He's been a standout for Rutgers, adding to his career high. And what was a 9-point lead for Virginia Tech is down to 1. Dowdell trying to cut, and he was bumped.
I think it may have been Wiggin on the perimeter.
With the switch back to man by Rutgers, and then Webb's threes have really gotten them much more energized and back in it.
Dowdell takes the front end of a 1-and-1.
You know, sometimes in the timeouts overlook what coaches do, the changing of the strategy. I think Gary energized his team somehow, particularly Lamenzana. Let's reach back and get into this fray and meet the energy of Virginia Tech.
Second one rolls off. Rebounded by Adrian Hill. 2 to tie, 3 for the lead for Rutgers. They led by 8 at the half, fell behind by 9, and now have battled back to a 2-point game.
Got to be careful with their passing on the perimeter.
Oh, a block shot by Gordon. He contested that shot and swatted it from Shields. And Gordon ran out there with 4 fouls. 3:47 left in the ball game, at least in regulation time. When we come back, we'll update championship week for you. What a terrific year it's been for Charlotte set the tone early on with the victory over Syracuse up at the Carrier Dome against the defending national champs at the beginning of the year.
A lot of three-pointers in that game. What did Plavix have, 10 up there, if I'm not mistaken?
Plavix had 10, yeah, 10 threes against Syracuse.
Vandy's loss, huh?
15 seconds to shoot for Rutgers as they play it in. Down by 2, 3:45 to go. Shields, a pull-up for the lead. Off the mark, rebounded by Rutgers. And pulling it out is Webb.
Virginia Tech spending a lot of time on defense in this last possession.
Joel Wiggin. Guarded by Sales, off to Exani, and it's a tie game at 3:18 to go.
Big shoulders come in handy and strength there. Held off and finished by Exani.
Yeah, the lefty with excellent use of the right arm and holding up the defender.
You relate.
I held him with both arms.
And a timeout called by Seth Greenberg.
Both teams have been effective off the bounce. The spin back, the help up, and that allowed Exani to get the ball headed toward the basket. An excellent use of that right arm to shield off the defender.
$11 more games coming your way this week on ESPN HD. Don't miss any of them. Log on to ESPN.com and search HD for the complete schedule.
Sean, it's interesting to know Lamizana, not even the thought. They're playing well. A lot of guys will ride people who have done a good job, and why change the tempo or the chemistry?
They get back into the game with Lamizana on the bench.
They've certainly defended a little bit better without him.
Hey, he's been vocal, though, which is good to see. You know, hanging in tough with his partners.
Dowdell inbounded, 22 on the shot clock for Virginia Tech. Dowdell, Gordon, Matthews, Sales, and Callaway for the Hokies.
Going back to that zipper, ball reversal, another zipper screen.
You fall in love with that play, Jay.
I really like it because they ISO him.
Matthews bumped before the shot by Exani. Barry Waters way out on the court. The protest the call. The second foul on Exani.
I don't know if you think he was protesting or was upset at his guys for not making them work a little bit harder. I'm not sure which, Sean.
It was a pretty decent job by Exani. He just put his hands all over him. If he just moved his feet, which he did, and stayed straight up, he would have been fine.
Tough little match, though, for him, I think. The foot speed and the dexterity with the bounce of Matthews, tough.
Nine points for Matthews. The next one gets him into double figures for the 47th game in a row. And he's moved into the top 10 all-time in scoring at Virginia Tech with 10 points. Now 1,642 for his career. Oh, trouble on the dribble by Wiggin. The scrum. Matthews fell down as the pass was intended for him. Webb, a foul called.
What a nice job by Callaway.
Wasn't it beautiful? Giving it all up. But this is what's exciting about college basketball. Looks like a turnover, Jay, and a run out for Virginia Tech.
Well, Virginia Tech's done a nice job of sitting on the right hand of all these handlers. They've been turning it over, and then Callaway does a terrific job of not only stepping in the lane, but being patient and waiting for that charge to get to him.
And the foul on Webb for the offensive foul, his fourth. Sales, tough shot, got it back, and was fouled from behind by Adrian Hill.
You know, this offense is so efficient that Seth runs because everybody is cutting and screening. You can't identify the dribble drive. They keep moving you, relocating you, and you can't help your partner.
3 fouls on Hill. And Sales at the free throw line, just 61.5% from the line for the sophomore from Richmond. That one well off the mark. That could be a factor down the stretch. Virginia Tech just a 59% free throw shooting team for the year. They're battling Rutgers Virginia Tech, the 8 seed, Rutgers the 9. They finished with identical conference records of 7 and 9. And this is the first of 4 first-round games today here at the Big East tournament. Hervé Lamazana comes in. Hervé back in with 2:05 to go. He's been sitting with 4 fouls.
Did you see in the newspaper this morning where Air Force coach Joe Scott will close his eyes when his team shoots free throws? Just a superstition he's got. At 57%, I think Seth Greenberg turns his back.
That's cute. And my coach closed his eyes when I shot, too.
He was praying.
Little intervention. Dribble drive, I think, or Lamazana on the box.
Shields for a tie. Off the mark. And a foul on Webb, and he's fouled out. He was in a race for the free ball with Sales. And Webb fouled him with 1:43 to go. Webb having a career day. Was fouled out with a career-high 19 points.
The fascination with the three-point shot. Rutgers has had success when they've punched the lane and then kicked it out. When they've tried to get it just off the dribble or off the catch, especially when they've had to hold it, they've not been successful at all.
And then the hustle of Virginia Tech running down those long ones. Jay, if they change the rule, the three-point rule, I think it's going to help coaches because there will be guys that will not be permitted to take shots.
You're saying they move it back?
Move it back, yeah. If they do go with that rule, I agree. I think there's a lot of guys shooting it too often because they make a decent enough percentage. But I think overall it hurts the team.
Well, who helped the team was Marquise Webb. He did a nice job of getting Rutgers back into the ballgame.
Sales made 1 out of 2. He's shaking his head in relief. Rutgers just 4 out of 18 from beyond the arc here today. They have Doobie back in the game. Down by 4, the Scarlet Knights, as we tick down to a minute and a half left.
Good job fronting. Not letting Lamazana get a touch.
Callaway guarding him on the low post as Wiggin drives. Didn't get the bank to fall. Held ball on the rebound. Will go back to Rutgers with 1:18 to go and a new 35 seconds to shoot.
Gordon is a good guard rebounder. Strong, throws his body in there and is unafraid.
He averages 4.5 rebounds a game at just 6'3".
Wow. That's just not good basketball. Hill not quick enough to get the timeout. Again, the denial in the passing lane has been terrific for the Hokies.
Matthews the steal. 21 turnovers by Rutgers. Seth Greenberg said they needed to create Rutgers turnovers, and they have. Championship week presented by 7-Up. And the Big East Championship continued today on ESPN. Coming up next, about 25 minutes after the end of this game, Georgetown takes on Boston College. And at 7 Eastern, West Virginia and Notre Dame will meet in first-round action. Big East Championship games are also available in high definition on ESPN HD. That's Championship Week, presented by 7-Up on ESPN and ESPN2. Bryant Matthews was a football player in high school. Really wasn't sure he wanted to play basketball. His mother made that decision for him. So you're not playing football. And he has become one of the best ever at Virginia Tech. Each team with a full 60, and Rutgers has a 30 left. It's double bonus both ways, and the arrow favors the Hokies with 1:15 to go.
Odell's got to understand he's got a spot throw in here, so guys are going to have to move to get open.
Refs are good.
And a man wide open deep. Callaway was all alone at the other end. They didn't find him. Hill stole it and dumped it off the Shields, and a chance for a three-point play.
Well, that was just unfortunate. Mishandling. That is a tough spot to get the ball in bounds, incidentally. One of the toughest. The corner maybe the hardest, but here was just a perfect trap situation, Jay.
Well, that's the coffin corner. Yeah. You've got not only the 2 defenders and not a good foul at the end, but you've got the sideline and the baseline. That's basically 4 defenders. There's nowhere to go.
That's Valley. And Hill with the presence of mind, too. He's rebounded well, been effective. Nice give up.
Dowdell didn't see before he inbounded that ball. Callaway running free at the other end near the top of the key. There wasn't anybody within 30 feet of him. Foul was on Gordon, and he has fouled out. So each team has lost a key player. Webb and Gordon. And here's Shields at 16 points, 11 rebounds. He missed the free throw, and it is snatched by Matthews.
Big time. He wanted it more.
Dowdell with Harris back in the game with the disqualification of Gordon.
Should end up in Matthews' hands at some point.
Shot clock at 10. A pass to Callaway. He missed a bunny, got it back, and could not convert from in close. 2 to tie, 3 for the lead for Rutgers, with 3 seconds difference between the game clock and shot clock. 30 to shoot as Gary Waters calls a timeout. Boy, a couple of great opportunities for Callaway to make things a whole lot easier for the Hokies, but he couldn't finish.
Inability to finish so important. They did it in the fast breaks earlier. This is a play you've got to make. Making plays down the stretch, Jay, it's essential if you're going to win.
Well, especially on the second one. He could have kicked it back out. Matthews got in his way a little bit, essentially acted as a defender. This is the one you got to finish or get fouled. But this second one, watch how Matthews bumps into him. And if you're going to take a shot like that, you've got to gather yourself and go back up or kick it out and then run the clock down. But all Virginia Tech could do was basically smile when they got back to the huddle. The coaches saying, look, we're okay. We had an opportunity, but we're okay right now. We just got to go out and guard.
Well, this is the point, I think, in the game, Sean, where you, on a miss, have got to get everybody involved if you're on defense. Either way, just become more aggressive. Virginia Tech's been terrific. The 9 passing lanes and even pinching on dribble penetration.
Shields will play it in. Each team with 1 timeout left. The arrow still favors the Hokies. Shields to Wiggin. Ramazana, Hill, and Doobie out there trying to tie it or take the lead. Doobie, a good 3-point shooter. They stay up on him. Ramazana. Hard pass out of bounds off Rutgers. It was too hot to handle for Hill.
He has a tendency to do that. Pass selection, so important.
Here's that place where they inbounded from a moment ago and had the difficulty. They throw it long again to Callaway. And it's Ramazana at the rim. Out of bounds. That was last touched by Shields. It was right in front of us. And Mike Kitts got that call right. It was deflected a couple of times, but it was touched by Shields. Right in front of us, the last man to touch it.
Trying to save my life at the end of this play. And Sean, you recognized this earlier, the home run play. But at some point, you got to decide, can I make it or not? If you can't, you got a fan dribble at half court. The incredible reaction here by Lamenzana. An excellent officiating, Jay, to let it play.
Just a spectacular block, and it is excellent officiating because they didn't anticipate the foul, but not a very good play by Doobie in trying to get the ball back up court where there was plenty of time. You didn't need to rush it.
3 blocks for Lamazana. Well, another close game for Rutgers in the Big East tournament. Their greatest moment in this tournament took place in 1998 against Georgetown. Jeff Billett, a runner at the buzzer to defeat the Hoyas. Coach Kevin Bannon, 61-60. Not a lot of success here at the Big East tournament over the years, but a chance here today, although they'll have to do something quickly. And bear in mind again, Virginia Tech is not a good free throw shooting team. There are plenty of options as far as players to foul, as far as Rutgers is concerned on defense.
The big thing, I don't think they have that choice now, Sean, trying to deny quickly and give one up.
There's the last pass. It was touched by Matthews and then there by Shields. And that's why we said right in front of us, they definitely got that call right.
You do a terrific job without a whistle.
I don't need the whistle. If they want to give it to me, I'd be happy to help.
Jay and I were protecting our lives here.
You were cowardly would be the word I would use.
I thought it was a wise decision myself.
Sails to inbound, and they throw it in to Brian Randall. Interesting that he's in there at crunch time. He hasn't played much. The quarterback on the football team. They had a very close game earlier this year against St. John's. when Seth Greenberg put him in at the very end of the game on defense. And when he was asked, why'd you put Randall in just at the end of the game, he said, hey, he's a football player. There's a free ball, a loose ball, a fumble. He's going to go get it. And sure enough, he did.
This is a little different here, though.
And not a lot of experience at the line, and not good experience. 7 out of 19 for the year, 37%. Interesting that they clearly seem to design that to get it into him.
That's why.
That's why. Maybe they knew under the circumstances.
Hut one, hut two.
Well, they put him in because he's a winner.
Yep. And these are winning times right here. These are the moments of the game where the winners make the plays to get you the victory. This one huge. Would be a 2-possession game if Randall can convert. He did not. Lamazana controls. They need a 3 to tie it. Timeout called by Wigan. 5.8 seconds left. They haven't had a great day shooting threes. 4 out of 18 for the day are the Scarlet Knights. The next game here at the Big East Championship is Georgetown and Boston College. We'll have it for you here on ESPN. And tonight on ESPN, West Virginia takes on Notre Dame. That's at 7 o'clock. The Irish needing some wins here in New York City to try to secure an NCAA tournament bid. And nobody wants to play West Virginia. Pesky team with Coach John Beilein. Well, they have to take a 3 now. Only 5.8 seconds left.
Well, the question is, if you're Virginia Tech, do you foul? When the ball comes in, if you let them run a second or two off, do you go ahead and commit the foul so they cannot get the 3 up and tie you?
What would you do?
Boy, I think it's too much time. I think if you can get it down under 3, maybe you can do it. The problem is you're letting the referees in on the party. You're letting them make a decision as to did he get into his shooting motion, and you're asking guys to do something they don't often do, and that's commit a foul at exactly the right time in exactly the right way. And I'm not sure Virginia Tech needs to be messing with that right now. I think they need to be considering of just playing it straight up.
I don't know if it's lifestyle, but I would be definitely afraid of giving the foul, make the first, miss the free throw and the offensive rebound. A lot of things can happen, but a lot of good things have to happen if you're going to do that.
I think the way Virginia Tech defends, make Rutgers make a hard 3. You know, they played great defense today.
But Sean, you know the big thing?
Rest on your defense.
Rutgers really is good at getting to the rebound, too. So I think it's key that they give themselves enough chance, rebound, and kick it back out.
Yeah, they would have to shoot very quickly to have time for all that. One shot, a rebound, a kick out, and another shot. But we shall see. Wiggins going to play it in. Doobie and Shields, the main 3-point threats. They've also put Wooten, who hasn't played in a month, back in the game. And Lamazana. Shields just 1 for 9 from 3 today.
And back screen to the corner and out high. Here's the corner with Wooten.
Man-to-man for Virginia Tech. It comes into Lamazana. Lamazana finds an open Wooten in the corner. Air ball. And Virginia Tech wins.
What a great set play. Unfortunately for Rutgers, not able to convert.
In their first trip to the Big East tournament, they win the first game at the Big East Championship. They've been in the league for 4 years. This is the first time they made it to New York.
Jay, the corner here, and everybody looks to help out, and all of a sudden you got a wide open look. That is a great set play. Lamazana takes the traffic away, and boy, they dodged one.
And the jubilation of the Virginia Tech bench. Maybe a modest goal to get here, but they did it, and now they've advanced with a chance to go to the NIT if they can keep winning.
And the pain and anguish, too, when it doesn't go down.
So that ends the outside shot that Rutgers had in all likelihood at the NCAA tournament. They'll likely be heading for the NIT. Coming up next, game 2 from the Big East tournament in just a few moments. But first, let's send you back to the studio and John Saunders.